Hey, hey. Welcome everybody to Miss Glow's Kitchen, where there's sugar, spice, and everything nice, where we slice, dice, and entice, using everything we can, from peppers to allspice. What's up, my people? Y'all know what time it is? See y'all in the kitchen. A rum infused pecan pie is on our menu today. Right, I'll list the measurements in the description box below, but very quickly, here's what you will need. A pie shell, granulated sugar, light corn syrup, rum, unsalted butter, eggs, vanilla extract, salt, and pecan halves. Y'all know what I always say. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. So, let's get to it. Yeah, look at my little bushy pony today. Check this out. I'm about to show you how to make pecan pie. What do you call it? Pecan? Pecan? Whatever you want to call it. I mean, whatever you call it. Well, here in the Midwest, my mom and daddy from the South, we call it pecan pie. So I make pecan pie. So you want to call it pecan, you call it anything you want to call it. But that's what we're about to make. I'm about to show you how to make it easy and quick. It might seem like it's hard, and sometimes it does, but I'm telling you, this is easy. The hardest thing about this is probably the filling, and what you do is you cook that filling on the stove and then you cool it off. So that's the hardest thing about it, is the fact that you gotta wait for it to cool off before you beat the eggs into it. So we got this. It's good to go. All right, let's make pecan pie. All right, so into a pot, I'm gonna put the 1 cup of granulated sugar. All right, then we're gonna put the 2/3 cup of corn syrup. So you got a 1/3 cup scoop. I'm gonna put it in here 2 times. That's the hard part about it. So the only hard part about it is waiting. All right, this is so sweet. So you don't have 2 cups of corn syrup. Don't worry about it. You can put about or whatever you have, put. Shoot, as long as it's close to 2/3 cup. You got it close to 2/3 cup, then you good to go, darling. All right, how about that? So I'm gonna. All right, so I want to waste this out. The pie is so sweet, that's why I make it. It's more like a tart than a pie, so it's like I have more nuts than filling. Because for me, I don't know, with all that sweet filling, that's too much. Okay. All right, so I got 2/3 of a cup of I got 2/3 of a cup. 2/3 of a cup of sugar. I got it on my book right here. I don't want to get it on my little book. Shoot. All right, 2/3 of a cup of sugar. All right, I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons of the rum. Now what I'm gonna use is I'm gonna use an Asian rum. So I got an Asian rum right here. Y'all know I'm always drinking what I'm cooking with, so you can best believe this Asian rum been drunk out of. You can see it's gone down a little bit. Now, I would say something before I cut. I'm gonna tell you to do that too. Before you use something in your cooking, make sure you taste it. So, all right, now 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons of rum in here. All right, and then we're gonna put half a stick of butter. So we're gonna cut this butter in half, basically. So you're gonna use 4 tablespoons of butter. That's what half is. Half is 4 tablespoons. All right, so 2, 3, 4, and a 4 tablespoons or a half stick. So the half stick is going to equal to 4 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it going in here now. All right, so what you want to do with this is you want to bring this to a boil, and you want to melt the sugar. Okay. So now it's on the stove. You want to bring it to a boil. You want to melt the sugar. And when you melt the sugar, you good to go. Now what's going to happen with this filling is after you have dissolved the sugar granules, then you're going to let this cool off. So it depends. It varies. So you're going to have to keep stirring it and watching it until it's cool enough. If you have this filling too hot, it's going to cook the eggs that you're going to beat into it. So you do not want your eggs to cook. So you want scrambled eggs in your pie. So you want to make sure this cooks, this melts, and then it cools off. Okay? So I'm gonna let you watch it cook, and then we'll go from there. Okay? All right, so as I said, now you want to bring this to a boil on top of the stove. So you want all of this to melt. Now the bottom line is you want those white sugar granules to dissolve. When you pick up your spatula or your spoon, you do not want to see any granules of sugar. Now, once that sugar has dissolved, the next step is to cool this filling. And after you cool the filling, then you put the eggs in it. But that's what you want to happen right here. You want to make sure. All right, so towards the end, you'll put in a little bit of salt and you'll put in that vanilla extract. And from there, you will allow it to cool off. So you want to go from there, make sure. But keep your heat on like a medium low or a low. And let this take its time and dissolve, and you're fine. You do not need a candy thermometer. You don't need anything. You just need to pick up your spatula or your spoon and make sure that your sugar has dissolved for sure. Now at this point, it's at a rolling boil. So for sure now, it has dissolved completely, and that's what we want. So once you come to what you see on the screen right there, is what I call a rolling boil, then you know for sure. So you want to take it off now, and you want to cool it off, and then we'll go to the next step. So how long to cool it off, it depends on if you have it in a bowl, the pot. So what you want to do is you want to keep checking. But the main thing you don't want to do is when you put your eggs in here, you don't want your eggs to cook. You want them to mix in, but you do not want them to scramble in your mixture. Okay? All right. If you don't have what they call a crust protector, that pie protector, well, I use aluminum foil. So I'm going to tell you to do same thing. What you want to do is you want to cover it. What happens is this pie stays in the oven, for about 50 minutes. Now during that 50 minutes, you don't want your pie crust to burn, because it will. I mean, it will burn big time too, so I don't want it to do that. So what you want to do is you get your pie crust covered. So what I do is I'm going to put it down a little bit more, okay? So what I do is I put the aluminum foil around the pie crust like that. But you don't want the aluminum foil down in there where it's going to touch the filling. So I want to make sure. Alright, got it around like that. You see what I mean? Got it around like that, but you don't want it down into the crust. So when you get it around like that, you want to lift up the inside part of it. So you just want this to protect the crust. You don't want to do nothing except that. So, okay? Alright, so now we're going to get to the part. We're going to prepare the filling. And once we prepare the filling, then the cake is going to go, the pie is going to go into the oven. I'm going to get to 150 degrees. My apologies, my camera is off center. Now what you want to do with this filling is you want to put all the eggs in there. You don't have to put them in one by one. You can just throw them in all at the same time. Now you want to mix them really well. Now what happens is you're going to put the rest of the ingredients in. So what you're going to put in here is you're going to put the nuts in, you're going to put the vanilla extract, and you're going to put the salt in. And after that, your filling is ready to go into the oven. But you want to make sure those eggs are beaten in there very well. All right. All right, after being in the oven for at least 50 minutes, you want to start checking with a toothpick. Now, what you want to do is you want to find those little craters, one of those little holes. You want to stick your toothpick down in there. If your toothpick comes back perfectly clean, your pie is ready. If your toothpick has some of the filling on it, then you need to bake it for probably about 10 to 15 minutes longer. But you keep checking after that. You don't want to burn it. So make sure at this point you are checking your crust as well as the pie. Now what happens is it goes in 50 minutes. So after 25 minutes, you want to take the aluminum foil off the crust because you do want the crust to brown. So you want to move it off the crust and you want to let the pie go for the other 25 minutes. And then that's when you'll start checking with the toothpick. So you get the gist. You should get it after that. And this is what you should get, a pie that looks exactly like this. It's the next day. I baked this pie last night. So it's the next day and I am about to taste it. I made this pie so many times though. So I'm used to it. It's usually gone like it is. So let me tell y'all something. I got the last piece in a pie plate. So I'm eating out the whole pie plate. Now you know it's something to a pie when you eating out the pie plate, right? Yep. I'm eating dead out the pie plate. Oh, you know what? And I put some Cool Whip with mine too. So that's kind of greedy, but I like my pecan pie with Cool Whip. Like some type of whipped topping. Mmm. I'm chewing as fast as I can. So the filling in here, you can taste the rum so good. Like the rum is very prominent. It's very good. Well, y'all gotta go make it. It's good. I only make it during the cold months. I don't know why. I don't make it during the summertime. I make it for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So during that time is when you'll see, when my family usually know they'll see these pies pop up, is that stretch, that Thanksgiving, Christmas stretch. But you can make them anytime you want to. But hey, thanks for watching. See y'all next time. As always, I appreciate you. Hit that like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.